Friday Night Frenzy of the high school basketball season alongside Andrew Pogar. I'm Rob Hughes, and we begin tonight's show with the semifinals of the JC Hoops Classic.
You excited?
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited. About time. Game number 1 at the Crawley Center between Lafayette Jeff and Twin Lakes. The Broncos and Indians entering this one with identical 3-0 records.
And we pick things up in the third quarter. Broncos up by 1. Chris Goodlow brought his lunch pail to Crawley. Check out the industrious display from the junior. Gets the board and the score. Indians up 52-51 entering the fourth. David Hanyard misses the jumper. Dane Holmes rips down the rebound. Launches it down court to a wide open Blake Bennington for the layup. That's a little LeBron and Dwayne Wade action there.
Yeah, it is.
Blake says, thanks, big fella. Moments later, here's the play of the night, perhaps of the season so far. Danny Isbell misses the 3-ball from the corner, but Dan Rixey behind the head, no-look pass off the rebound to Hanyard. That one belongs in the N1 mixtape. Late fourth, ball gets tipped out to Hanyard. 5'10 junior knocks down the 3-ball, gives Jeff a 2-point lead. He scored a game-high 33. We're tied at 69. Twin Lakes with a shot to win it in regulation. Matt Conrad's half-court shot hits the back iron, and we go to overtime. In OT, Broncos dominate. Cortez Buckner gets the paint.
CB
hits the bucket off glass. Lafayette Jeff wins 82-72. Coach Scott Radiker will join us in the coach's corner.
In the other semi, McCutcheon taking on rival Harrison. The Mavs applying some intense pressure on the defensive end. Jack Matthew with the baseline drive to open the scoring for Harrison. A little later, Benito Munoz with the bounce pass inside to Jacob Hall. He gets the defender to jump. The sophomore gets the bucket. The Raiders hang in there with the Mavs. Matthew drives hard to the bucket. Give him the hoop and the harm. Harrison up 17-11. But McCutcheon starts to take over. Robert Finney whips a pass to Billy Loft. He takes a dribble and scores over a pair of Raiders. Moments later, following a Harrison turnover, Finney cruises down court for the layup to square things up at 17. The sophomore showing off those skills that have D1 schools looking at him. He rips the rock away and goes the other way for another easy basket. McCutcheon goes on to win 82-64. Mavs and Broncos tomorrow in the JNC final.
Over to Delphi, where head coach Brian McCammon makes his return to Delphi as the Oracles take on Caston. First quarter, Blaine Walters drives the lane, hits Noah Prince for the baseline J. But the Comets were not. We're also hot as Eli Douglas dials one up from the corner, and that's good for the 3 points easy there. Later, Walters steals the pass and takes to the rack for the score. That was one of the only transition buckets in the first half. But the Comets were raining down from outer space. That's right. Douglas hits another triple as they went back and forth. And on the other end, Clay Corbett hits Prince down low in the paint, and the big man is going to get the hoop and the harm. Delphi would lead at halftime, but Caston would go on to take this one by a final of 61-49. That concludes the first half of the Frenzy. Coming up, we'll make stops at Tri-County, North Montgomery, Covington,
and Frontier. After losing their first 3 games to start the new season, the Falcons look to pick up win number 1 at home against the Carroll Cougars. The Friday Night Frenzy continues right after the break.
Well, we're back on the Frenzy, and for our next stop, we head to Wolcott.
One of the more intriguing matchups outside of the JNC Hoops Classic this evening, Rossville and Tri-County. Still very early in the season, but a chance for one team to gain some ground in the Hoosier Conference West Division. Enrique Rangel and 1-1 Rossville battling 2-0 Tri-County. We pick up the action early in the first. Off the inbounds, Jared Warren gets the short jumper to fall. The junior finished with 20 points. Moments later, off another inbounds. Too easy. Rangel knocks down the 3. The Hornets began the game on a 10-0 run, but the Cavaliers answer. Trevor Miller cans the triple. It's Miller time. Miller time would be short-lived, though. Now in the second quarter, the fans are pumped up about it. Rangel, though, he gets his hand in the passing lane. He'll chase down this loose ball. And, folks, he's going to decide to pull the trigger. Not a high percentage shot, but it's a J in your face. It's 21-10 Hornets. Cavs head coach Tyler Shear wondering who's going to guard the senior. Still in the second, check this out. Nate Patton, not up in here. Emphatic rejection. Too much Rangel, though, in this one. He finishes with 19 points, and Rossville downs Tri-County 75-71 the final.
Well, you heard about that possible Cougar spotted in White County earlier in the show. 5 more Cougars spotted in White County tonight playing the Frontier Falcons. Off the rebound, ball gets kicked out to Ty Holford, who drains the 3 as Carroll's claws their way back into this game late. But Frontier would answer in the form of a Cole Fessler. Trey from the wing. This one close down the stretch. Now watch this. After a Frontier rebound, Carroll's Jarrett Gish Pops the ball out of the defender's hand and then hits a little baseline floater. Oh, you got to guard him. Later for Carroll, Adam Beaver posts up and gets the and one high off the glass. It's hard to take him down low.
Leave it to Beaver.
There you go. The Cougars leave it to Beaver, but in the end, the Falcons were at the top of the food chain. Frontier fins off the Cougars in triple OT to win it 62-60.
In Montgomery County, it's South versus North tonight. The Northside Chargers win the tip, but it's the South that strikes first. Nathaniel Farabee bringing in the ball. A quick crossover to shake the D and drains a three from the west of the key. Farabee with the ball again this time, dumping out to Jared Todd in the corner. Buckets. Todd drops the hammer for another three for the Mounties. The Chargers not taking it sitting down. Bailey Adams slings it to Caleb Randolph, and he shows he can score with the best of them. The Mounties then showing off their range. This time, Caleb Swick from behind the arc for three, and then showing they can move it. The ball, that is. Farabee gets another three.
He likes to move.
As we'll see here. North Montgomery, though, the winner of this one in overtime, 58-52 the final.
It was an uphill battle for at the half for Fountain Central. Uphill both ways, that is, Andy. Taking on Covington at home. Covington passes it out to Aiden Tanner, who puts it up from beyond the arc, and it's good. Tyler Starkey now bringing the ball up the court, sends a high pass over the head of Tim Ellis for a turnover, and that's kind of how things went for Fountain Central. Luke Cooper now kicks the pass out, and oh no, look at Ellis making up for the bad play with an easy layup. Mustangs ball, Ollie Pettit tries to pass the ball, but I don't think the cheerleaders were playing in this game.
Yikes.
Tyler Starkey now, the ball for Fountain Central, dribbles around the court, gets past the defender, takes it in for the reverse layup. Good looking play from Starkey there. Covington's ball now, they pass it inside, back out to the open man beyond the arc. It's good for the easy three. Covington makes it look easy in the blowout of Fountain Central, 61-27. Well, that's all 7 games of the Friday Night Frenzy Week 1 edition. When we come back, Lafayette Jeff head coach Scott Radiker joins us in the coach's corner.
The Broncos are moving on to the JNC Hoops Classic Championship game. We'll break down their W from earlier this evening against Twin Lakes right around the corner. Stay with us.
With over 60,000
Welcome back to the Frenzy. Joining us tonight, Lafayette Jeff head coach Scott Radiker.
Coach, thanks for being here. I know being here means that you're happy that you're here because you won, right?
Yeah.
Close game tonight. How'd you guys pull it out?
Well, I'll tell you, it took every ounce of energy we had. I wasn't too happy with how we played in the first half as far as our focus and, coming into the game, and they played really well. They took it to us, and I told our kids at halftime they were just tougher than us and played harder and wanted it more than us. And we were very undisciplined at both ends of the floor in the first half, and I thought second half our kids were much more disciplined defensively. We went to our straight man defense, and our kids did a much better job in the half court defensively.
When you win a seesaw game like this, I know it's still very early in the season, but just what does it say about your group?
Oh, they went through. We got a lot of kids back from last year. We played 7 overtime games last year, and 2 of them were double OT. So, I don't think our kids were fazed by playing an overtime game, and I thought we responded very well in overtime. Our kids, it was a great team effort. Keaton Schregengas played great defense down the stretch, and Dan Rixey pulled 11 rebounds. We put 4 guys in double figures. David Hanyard leading the way with 33. And, and shooting a good percentage, too. He didn't take a ton of shots to get it. And so it was just a, great effort by everybody on the team tonight. Cortez Buckner stepped up and hit some big shots for us. And our kids really got a lot of confidence right now. They're really, every game they get more and more confidence.
Tell me about that. I don't know if we'll see that play coming up here, but that play by Rixey as he tips the ball back over his head to Hanyard. What were you thinking when you see that? How crazy a play is that?
Well, that's something we work on every day in practice. No, I'm kidding.
I love that.
No, he's got great instincts. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he saw him. He just has amazing instincts both on the football field and basketball court. He's just he's a gamer and just sees the floor and is always around a basketball. So.
As you mentioned, you guys have a large nucleus returning from last year, but what kind of a luxury is it to have a guy like Hanyard back, Collins back, and even Cortez Buckner coming off the bench for you?
I wish I could have him back every year.
Yeah.
These guys have high motors and they can play a lot of minutes in a game and still be effective, and they're winners. They want to win, and they're going to go out and compete every night. So, it's a great feeling to have a majority of your points back, and especially when they want to get better. They're pretty humble, and they've been working hard in practice. They've been taking coaching and constructive criticism well, and it's those kind of things that I think can really help us down the stretch, as the season goes on.
You got a tough McCutcheon team next tomorrow night in the championship game. It's a team you guys lost to in a really good game in the semifinal last year by 3. What's it going to take to compete with them and come out with a win?
Well, we're going to have to take care of the basketball. We're going to have to do a great job on the boards, and our shot selection is going to have to be great, and we're just going to have to knock down shots. They're a very good team, and and so are we. And I think it's going to be just a heated, competitive battle, and I think it's going to be an awesome atmosphere.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, great game last year. Hopefully we'll be treated to an even better game this year, and best of luck against the Mavs.
Make sure to check out our website, WLFI.com, and click on the Sports tab from all highlights from tonight's games.
Make sure to check those out, like Andrew said. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.